Try this right now. Try to remember your very first memory. Not a photo, not a story someone told you. Something real, something yours. Most people land somewhere around age 4. Before that, nothing. Not blurry, not faded. Gone, like it was never recorded at all. And here's what bothered me once I started digging into why. Your brain didn't lose those years. It erased them, on purpose. I tried this myself a few weeks ago. I sat down and tried to find my actual first memory. I tried something a few weeks ago that I didn't expect to bother me as much as it did. I sat down and tried to find my actual first memory, not a memory of a memory, not something I know from a photo or a story my mom told me 100 times, but something real, something mine. And I got almost nothing. I'm 34 years old. I have thousands of days of childhood behind me, and the earliest thing I could pull up with any confidence was a fragment, standing in a kitchen, sunlight on tile floor, maybe age 4. That's it. Everything before that is just gone. Not blurry, not faded, gone, like it was never recorded in the first place. So I started asking people around me the same question, and almost everyone landed in the same place. Somewhere between 3 and 4 years old, never earlier. And even then, it was just fragments, not a continuous record. That's when I realized this wasn't personal. This wasn't about my memory specifically. This is something that happens to every single human being on the planet, without exception. And once I started looking into why, I found out it's not a flaw in how memory works. It's evidence that your brain did something to you on purpose. Here's the official term for what I was running into: childhood amnesia, sometimes called infantile amnesia. And the first thing that struck me was how universal it is. This isn't a condition some people have and others don't. It's been documented across cultures, across decades of research, across every population scientists have studied. Almost nobody, and I mean almost nobody, can produce a verified, continuous memory from before the age of 3. What made this stranger to me was learning that babies and toddlers absolutely do form memories. A 1-year-old can recognize a stranger from a previous encounter weeks earlier. A 2-year-old can remember where a toy was hidden. The capacity for memory is there. It's functioning. So the mystery isn't why can't babies remember things. The mystery is much more specific and much more unsettling. Why do those early memories get systematically wiped while everything from around age 4 onward starts sticking? This is where I stopped thinking of it as forgetting and started thinking of it as something closer to deletion. An active process, something the brain is doing rather than failing to do. And once researchers reframed the question that way, they found something that completely upended how memory itself was understood. The first lead in this investigation points straight at a structure deep in your brain called the hippocampus. It's the part responsible for converting short-term experience into long-term, retrievable memory. Think of it as the part of your brain that decides what gets filed away permanently and what gets discarded. Here's the critical detail. The hippocampus is one of the slowest developing structures in the entire human brain. It's nowhere near finished at birth. It keeps maturing well into early childhood. And during that maturation window, something remarkable and disruptive is happening inside it. Neurogenesis. The continuous birth of brand new neurons. A researcher named Paul Franklin at the University of Toronto ran a series of studies that became central to this whole field. His hypothesis was that high rates of neurogenesis in early childhood don't just add new neurons. They actively reorganize the existing neural circuits the hippocampus is using to store memories. Imagine constantly rewiring a filing cabinet while it's still in use. Every time new neurons get integrated, the existing connections get disrupted. The memories that were filed using the old wiring become inaccessible, not destroyed necessarily, but functionally unreachable. Franklin tested this directly in mice, of all places. He found that increasing neurogenesis in young mice caused them to forget things faster. And when he decreased neurogenesis in older mice, their memory retention improved. The rate at which new brain cells are produced appears to be directly tied to how quickly old memories get erased. Human hippocampal development follows a strikingly similar pattern. Neurogenesis is extremely high in the first few years of life and then gradually slows down. And that slowdown lines up almost exactly with the age when continuous, retrievable memories start to appear. Around 3 to 4 years old. The same window every single time. So the leading suspect isn't a malfunction. It's growth itself. Your brain was so busy building its own infrastructure during those years that it couldn't hold on to what it was simultaneously recording. The construction site destroyed the blueprints as it built them. But neurogenesis wasn't the only lead. There was a second one, and it came from a completely different direction, not biology, but language. A psychologist named Carol Peterson at Memorial University spent years studying how young children talk about their own past experiences. What she found was that the ability to verbally narrate an event, to put it into language with a beginning, middle, and end, is tightly connected to whether that event later survives as a retrievable memory. Here's why that matters. Before a child has solid narrative language, an experience might register emotionally and sensorially: fear, comfort, brightness, a specific smell. But it isn't encoded the way an adult memory is encoded, as a story with structure that can be pulled up and replayed. Patricia Bauer, a memory researcher at Emory University, described autobiographical memory as fundamentally narrative in nature. You don't just need to experience something. You need the cognitive machinery to convert that experience into a story your future self can retrieve. And that machinery isn't online yet at age 2. It's still being built. Bauer's research tracked children over time and found that their earliest memories tend to anchor right around the point when their narrative language abilities cross a certain threshold. Not a fixed birthday, but a developmental milestone that happens to land, for most children, somewhere between 3 and 4. This is what made the case feel solved, almost. It's not just that the hippocampus is under construction. It's that the entire system needed to convert experience into a retrievable story. Memory plus language plus self-awareness comes online together as a package. Before that package is assembled, experiences happen. They're felt. They shape you. But they're never converted into the kind of memory you can consciously walk back into as an adult. Here's where the investigation took a turn I didn't expect. Your childhood isn't gone. It's stored in a form you can't consciously access. There's a difference between explicit memory, the kind you can describe in words, and implicit memory, the kind that shapes behavior and instinct without ever surfacing as a conscious recollection. Babies are forming implicit memories constantly. Attachment patterns, a sense of whether the world is safe. None of that requires the narrative memory system to function. It sticks around for life. So what gets erased is the story, the emotional residue, the patterns that's still running underneath everything you do. I think about that kitchen differently now. I don't have the story, but I have a strange, persistent calm whenever I picture it. I think that's the part of me actually built during those missing years. You don't remember your childhood the way you remember last week, but you are made out of it. The story got deleted. The architecture stayed standing.